Hey there. So I wanted to take a look at something that we get questions about quite a bit from our customers. We're known for being able to correlate performance with the user experience, something that we've done in our RUM product since day one. However, we get a lot of questions about, hey, Cliff, what's going on with all these fast sessions that have a high bounce rate? So what I want to do is actually show you something that we recently found that was pretty pervasive across a lot of our customers. I want to go ahead and drill into our new sessions dashboard to the specific bucket of users. It's between roughly 0 and 1 seconds. I can drill in there and it'll take me to a pre-filtered look at these sessions for that given day that are in that category. One thing that's really cool about this feature is to be able to say, hey, you know what? I only want to look at a segment of the users based on the experience that they're getting for, in this case, page load time between 0 and whatever that might be. In our case, we want to look at 0 to 1 seconds. So if I apply here, what I'm going to see come back is a cross-section of what are the characteristics of these really fast users. So this cross-section shows me how many sessions there actually are. Was that, what was the difference or change from the previous period, in this case, the previous day? What is that demographic in terms of the location, the user happiness, browsers, and really any of the other dimensions that we want to filter on, and so forth. I'm actually going to look at this a little differently and say, you know what? I want to see what's different about these users compared to the overall set. So if I have this dashboard filtered to the entire distribution, as you can see here, compared to the users in the 0 to 1 second range, I can start to get a look and see what's different. Are they coming from a different part of the country? A different part of the world? In this case, no, they're not. It looks like it's pretty much standard, same users across the board, most of that traffic coming from the US. But what gets interesting is when I come down here and I see something very peculiar. We see that for the majority of our users, as expected, they're on the most popular browser in the world, Chrome 93 at this point, jumping ahead of 92 as that browser has begun to take off for the last week, as well as iPhone, Android. But those are actually lower in the layout here for those fast bounces we're seeing, and we're seeing some kind of odd browsers come back. Chrome 41, who would be using that browser? Why is Samsung Galaxy so high, and why has that number increased so much from the previous period? It seems like that's kind of on the rise. So if I go ahead and make this large again, if we go ahead and scroll down, I can start to look and see what some of these individual sessions look like. So I'm going to jump into one of those here, let's say Chrome 41, coming from Mountain View. And the thing that jumps out to me is this isn't a real user. This is actually a service from Google, a ReadAloud service that is an accessibility feature for folks to use that can go out, read the text of a page. Great service, but not something that we necessarily want to have because it's not representative of a real user experience. This is a service that's gone out, pulled the text from the page, is now reading that aloud to a user. It's not a real user request. It's not something that's being rendered in the browser. And as such, we're going to see all of those sessions are going to be bounces. All those sessions are going to be single page views. And you're not really learning anything about the way that page was rendered. So we'll be excluding this user agent and others like it as we find them. If you happen to find different user agents that look suspect, please send them our way. We're always happy to review those and add those to our exclusions list. But also know that not every bot or non-user that comes to your site is going to be represented by that user agent string. Some might use just a normal user agent string and they don't want to be discovered, screen scrapers, things of that nature. Those are things that you want to look out for as you're interrogating some of these things to see, is this really real user behavior? Is this something I should be concerned about? Versus is this something that's potentially adding a little bit more noise to my data? Hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully it helps solve some of the mystery around the fast bounces that we see when we look at our RUM data. Thanks.